If you're a true football fan and follow the Bundesliga, you already know that Jamal Musiala is a legend in the making. The youngster has made some real developments after joining Bayern Munich and now seems to be climbing to the top of the Bundesliga hierarchy. Jamal Musiala's fame is fairly recent, mostly recognized as an English emerging talent in international football. However, initially perceived to have been lacking necessary muscle, he appeared at least a few years away from breaking onto the first team when he left Chelsea for Bayern Munich during the summer of 2019. So how then did this young man accelerate his journey and pave his way into such a prominent place in Bayern Munich? That too, particularly in the Bundesliga hierarchy. To understand every facet of this development, let us look at where it all began and how Musiala crafted his career through exceptional talent to reach such a position. Musiala was born to a British-Nigerian dad and a German mom with Polish heritage in Stuttgart, Germany. He grew up in Fulda until he was 7 years old when his family moved to England. It's where he spent the majority of his youth. He attended Corpus Christi School, located in New Malden, for primary school. He attended the Whitgift School in Croydon for secondary school. Throughout his school years, though, he spent most of his time at Chelsea's academy, displaying an exceptional set of skills that helped him get noticed early on. This was supposed to be the defining element of the start of his career. Even as a youth, he was known to be a strong candidate for a future career in professional football. However, the speed with which he was going to make that happen was almost unimaginable. The young man managed to defy all traditions that had so far dictated the time it took for players to trickle into the first teams of prominent football clubs. Musiala left Chelsea in July 2019 at the age of 16 to sign with Bayern Munich. Musiala made his professional debut on June 3, 2020 when he came on as a sub for Bayern Munich in a 3-2 victory against Preußen Münster in the 3 Liga. He got his Bundesliga breakthrough against Freiburg on June 20th, 2020, and at the age of 17 years and 115 days, making him the Bundesliga's youngest player. But this was definitely not all. The 19-year-old has developed into a crucial element for the Bundesliga winners team over the previous 2.5 seasons, smashing numerous records all along the way and securing a regular position on the senior Germany team. Musiala, who made his Bundesliga debut at the conclusion of the 2019-20 season, excelled with his fearlessness, swiftness, agility, and astute decision-making, establishing himself as a potential successor to Thomas Müller at the Allianz Arena. Soon he was going to secure himself a place on Bayern Munich's first team, something no one anticipated to come so quickly. Musiala became Bayern's youngest goal scorer on September 18, 2020, when he netted his first Bundesliga score in an 8-0 victory against Schalke, shattering Roque Santa Cruz's previous record of 18 years and 12 days. Musiala debuted his career in the Champions League in November 2020, replacing Thomas Müller in a 6-2 victory versus Red Bull Salzburg. He made his Champions League debut in a 1-1 tie versus Atletico Madrid on the road. In a 4-1 triumph over Lazio, Musiala grabbed his maiden Champions League goal. This added to his already impressive list of accomplishments. He had now become the championship's youngest English scorer, as well as someone with a German background. Now, it was becoming obvious. The guy was here to stay. So almost a year from now, in March 2021, Musiala signed a deal with Bayern Munich, making sure he would stay with the club until 2026. This 5-year contract meant that there were only good things ahead for the budding football star, and many of those things we've recently seen happen. Musiala grabbed his initial goals of the tournament during a 12-0 DFB Pokal away victory against Bremer SV in August 2021. Then, in a 5-0 victory against Hertha BSC, he managed to score his debut Bundesliga goal for the season. He then scored his first Champions League goal in the respective season during a 3-0 victory against FC Barcelona in December. Musiala's score clinched the trophy in a 3-1 Der Klassiker win in April 2022, earning Bayern their 9th consecutive Bundesliga title. So, you can see how important this young masterpiece was going to inevitably become for Bayern Munich. Not only was he changing the idea of how young you could be to earn a permanent spot on the first team, he was also breaking records and making a name for the club as a whole. Having been directly associated by many with Bayern Munich as a new product, despite actually starting off in Chelsea. Even more so, he was not just an asset for Bayern, but for Bundesliga too, given how well he had performed in the concurrent seasons and how his latest efforts helped Bayern earn yet another title. So, it only makes sense that the young athlete is being offered an even more important role with the club. With quarantine Tolisso's muscle injury against Greuther Fürth, Julian Nagelsmann's choices in center midfield were limited. As a result, Musiala was brought in to take up the duty. For the forthcoming Bundesliga as well as Champions League games, the coach had to adjust the system or look at other possibilities in the middle. In the race for a spot in the center midfield, Musiala was already above Marc Roca as well as Marcel Sabitzer. Musiala has previously played this role in a final couple of matches prior to the winter break. The kid showed exceptional maturity in carrying out the responsibilities of this position. Musiala is now being considered by the Bavarian club as a long-term center field alternative. Musiala is seen as a direct successor for Thiago Alcantara by the club administration. Thiago was Die Roten's number 8 player. The Spanish midfielder had been a fluid player who made it easy for Rekordmeister to avoid the press. His long passing range might also help him break down a tight defense. Jamal Musiala notably possesses exceptional and absolute control, as well as the capacity to glide past defenders, allowing him to be a driving force in the middle of the field. Because he has a good eye for the goal, he can be effectively converted to a number 8 in the front line. Musiala has previously been employed by Nagelsmann at the Park Center. During the latter weeks of Hinrund, he used Musiala in this capacity. With Tolisso set to leave this summer and Goretzka hampered by ailments, Musiala might get increased playing time in the midfield. Kimmich could play the number 6 position, whereas Musiala can play the number 8 position. But in all of this, there's no denying the fact that no matter how good he's been doing, Musiala still has a long way to go. Jamal Musiala, like Thiago, has a lot to learn in order to become a box-to-box midfielder. Musiala has great ball skills, but he'll need to work on his off-ball game if he wants to be a great number 8. Nagelsmann has a talent for developing young players. Therefore, Musiala has a strong chance of becoming a quality midfielder under his tutelage. Musiala's strength will improve over time, allowing him to potentially play at number 8. So far, he's been doing great for himself, and the expectations are only positive. Fans love him, and the club administration is definitely crazy about him. He has contributed so much to Bundesliga at such a young age that he's made sure the league would seem empty without him if we don't catch him playing next season, which is very unlikely. In the end, a lot of this is about passion, and Musiala's young blood seems to have plenty of that. Musiala, having spent time at Southampton's academy, entered Chelsea at just 8 years of age. He appears likely to have an impact in both the Bundesliga as well as the Champions League, regardless of what position he plays in. So, what do you think about Musiala? Let us know in the comments. Also remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.